Hey guys, I'm going to do a Hackerrank coding problem solving for you today. Why? Because more and more I see that coding interviews are required for any DevOps roles. Not only that, a lot of times the coding interview is actually programming interview as opposed to like Terraform or something like that. So you have to be ready to do at least some level of coding using a normal programming language like Golang or Python or something like that. So because of that, I logged into my Hackerrank account. I'm going to click on continue preparation. Then I'm going to start out easy, and I'm not going to tackle anything I haven't done before. So I'm going to go ahead and click on solved, basically things I've already done before. And I'm going to click on easy, so I'm not going to tackle anything medium or hard right now. So what I'm going to do, these two are super easy, and this one took me just a little time to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again for you today. So what if you read the question, and again, you can create your own free account in Hackerrank and go into problem solving and sort by easy, and the third problem will be this. So what is the problem? Basically, you're given to write this function. Everything else is already written for you. You have to write this actually, you know what? It's already showing me the solution. So I'm going to erase that. Come on, get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here and move okay. So that's how you're gonna get it. You be given the construction of the function. And this function is going to take in two arrays. One array has the reviews for Alice, and that's the first array. And the second array has the reviews of Bob, and for three different things. So the first element in the array is review for one thing, second is for something else, third for something else. So let's say that for the first thing, Alice gets a review of 5 and Bob gets 7. Then Alice gets a point because she's got more. And if the points are equal for the same elements in the array, as in for the same reviews, so let's say the second item in the array in A and B are the same, then nobody gets a point. If the second array, which is reviews for Bob, a particular item in that array is greater than the same item in the first array, then Bob gets a point. So you compare each element one by one, and you get you sum up all the results, and you return another array. And this is the return array, and that only will have two elements. First one score for Alice, and the second one is going to be score for Bob. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to define an array that I'm going to return later. The result is the name I'm giving. Actually, not result. I'm going to say var. So I'm going to define the variable var result, and that is an array of 2, right? Equals. So I'm defining this as an array, and this is the part I got stuck in, so I had to look it up last time I did this. So I'm going to have to give it an initial array, right? And how do I do that? I say equals make a slice. And in some other videos, we can talk about slice for Golang. Slice is basically a much more flexible array. And in fact, underneath in each slide, there's actually an array as a data structure. So it's already Hackerrank, just like VS Code, gives you some hints. So that's great. I'm going to put in 2 because it's going to have 2 elements. So now the variable result is defined to be an array of 2 items. So that's great. So the first I'm going to do is I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but I'm going to say result 0, which is the first element, equals 0. Because at the beginning, neither Alice nor Bob has any points. So the second element in the array is going to have 0 as well. Now I have to run a for loop through the 3 elements in each array. So for I, and I had to look this up last time as well. So for I think it starts with 0. For I equals 0, that's right. And then the condition is I is less than 3, as long as I less than 3. So the first one and the second one, right? less than 3, continue looping, and then we're going to say I plus plus. That means each loop increment I by 1. Okay, now comes the actual code part. Now what I'm going to do, what is it complaining? Come on. Maybe because I haven't used it. We'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to have to compare. So I'm going to say if the first array Alice's array, A of I, so first element and second element and so forth. First, if I is larger than B of I, that means Bob's score versus Alice's score. Then Alice gets a point. Result 0, which is the first, which is Alice's score plus plus. Then we have another ifs. I'm going to say if A of I is less than B of I, that means Bob has a higher score. Notice I don't have to do anything for equal because equal doesn't increase anybody's score. So then we're going to say result 1 plus plus, that means increment by 1. Okay. So at least we have all the curly brackets lined up. I still complain about, oh, maybe I have to do this. There you go, that's better. So now no more complaints. So what are we doing here? We're running through a loop to look through this array and this array, and we're comparing each element one by one. And if Alice's array has a higher value, I'm giving Alice's I have to return, giving her point, and vice versa. So right before the function is done, we're going to say return result. Okay, let's give it a shot, see what happens. Run code. Completion error. Okay, we have a problem. Cannot reuse result. I made a mistake in the definition. So result, I said int. Remember, it has to return int of 32. So we're going to say 32. Cool. And it's still complaining. Oh, because still here it says 32. That should do that. Let's run the code again. Okay, wrong answer. Okay, well, that's good. At least there's a compilation error. So the result, so here, for example, Alice gets a point, nobody gets a point. On the third one, Bob gets a point. So it should be 1 and 1. So I have some mistake in my logic of the function. So look at the logic. We start with the 0 and continue until I is less than 3. So 0, 1, and 2. That makes sense. If Alice's score is bigger than Bob's, then Alice gets a point. If Alice's, oh, wait a minute. Where's my ending of, I put the curly brackets in the wrong place. So that's why the logic is all messed up. So that's Alice's score. This is, and so I have an extra one now, I think. So this is the end of for loop. And this is the end of the function. That's good. This is the first end of first if. Okay, that should work. Let's give that a shot. Voila, that worked. So now the test case given that's visible to you is working. If we submit code, it's going to run through a bunch of other test cases and it's going to see if it works or not. All right, congratulations. All the test cases passed. Okay, so I think I'm going to do more of these things because I'm seeing more and more actual coding problem given in DevOps coding interviews. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please subscribe. That helps my channel. I would really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.